Hello, everybody, and happy Valentine's Day. And this year, for Valentine's Day, I am going to review one of my personal favorite, not only romantic films, but one of my favorite films in general, Titanic. Titanic is, for me at least, a very special film because it's one of the first live action films that I have in my life really obsessed over. Like, when I was little, I was mainly just watching animated films from Pixar, Disney, DreamWorks, and all that. However, Titanic, I remember once Titanic was on TV, and I watched the film with my grandma, and it was the one of the first live action films that I have just been awestruck by. I could not believe what I was seeing, how much I absolutely loved it, how much just I cared about the characters. Like, even when I was a little kid, like very young, like 10, I was just absolutely amazed by the film. And for years, it was actually my favorite film of all time. Years later, it isn't my favorite film anymore, but it is still one of my favorites. It is, even after rewatching it, I forget how absolutely incredible this film is. Like, years later, this film is still beautiful, visually, that is. The special effects and the practical ones still look absolutely gorgeous. The ship itself just looks incredible. You can actually feel the size of Titanic. It is truly incredibly made. And James Cameron, the director of the film, just does an incredible job showing how absolutely grand the Titanic is. When you hear Rose call it was the ship of dreams, by just looking at the Titanic, you can get why it was called that, because it was truly incredible. But speaking of Rose and Jack are two very likable characters. You instantly, like, from the first moments you see young Rose and Jack, you really like the characters. You can immediately understand where they're coming from. Rose comes from a very wealthy family, but she just feels so trapped by these uppity people, just have to sit there and like listen to them having conversations that she's not even a part of, or speaking about topics that she just does not care about. She's truly just bored with life, and not only that, but she's stuck with this absolutely big jerk who is played by Billy Zane, who, by the way, Billy Zane plays an incredible villain. Like, you, from the first moment, you just hate the guy. Zane just gives an absolutely amazing performance as this asshole. Just, my god, this man is so petty, so vile. You just hate every single moment that he's on screen. But anyways, Jack, who is played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is just a nice and likable guy. You instantly just care about him and like him. He's so just, again, likable, friendly, very charming, just a great guy. You truly care about both of Jack and Rose's relationship in this. And both Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio just give an excellent performances. Although I do think that Gloria Stewart, who plays old Rose, deserves some credit. Her scenes, the few of them which she has, in the beginning, the end, and a bit in the middle, she just gives an excellent performance as old Rose. You can tell that Rose has lived such an interesting life through her eyes and performance, and she's still haunted by what happened to the Titanic, but she still loves Jack. Just a truly excellent performance by Gloria Stewart. Another thing that I absolutely love about Titanic is the score. James Horner is the composer of the film. He's most famous for his collaborations with Ron Howard and also with James Cameron on his other films. However, out of all of the films that he has composed, This is my favorite composition that he has ever done for any film ever. The, his just Horner's music in this is truly incredible. I absolutely loved every single score in this. Easily Horner's best work, in my opinion, and it is such a shame that he left us because he is truly an incredible composer. Now, again, this is just a beautiful romance story between Rose and Jack. You care about them all the way through, even though you know for a fact that it won't end well, for Jack at least. Because when the iceberg hit, my god, everything goes to hell. Like, the entire second act of the film, where the ship is falling apart, is absolutely heart beating, absolutely intense. You just, like, there are multiple moments where I almost cried for how intense and the chaos was. Like, my goodness, that one moment where the musical band is still continuing to play while we have a little montage of multiple different people, like Thomas Andrews fixing up a clock, or an old couple embracing each other, or a mother telling her children a story. Like, my god, that entire moment is so heartbreaking and excellently done. And the entire moment where the ship is sinking is just intense. All the chaos, and my god, that one moment where the entire ship just goes to black. No matter how many times I see this film, it still terrifies me. That particular moment, my god, it just this movie just makes you feel what the victims of the Titanic went through better than any documentary or museum, honestly. Just absolutely tragedy. It is just absolutely tragic, every single moment. And yes, I did cry. I already said I did cry at a couple of moments, but I did cry when Jack died. It is just a beautiful moment, that particular scene. I know that a lot of people do complain about how Jack could fit on the door and all that, but personally, every time when I watch the film, I don't think about that. I am too wrapped up in the emotions of that scene to even think about that thought, honestly. DiCaprio is just truly incredible, but Winslet, especially in that moment, her heartbreak and sadness in her eyes alone are incredible. Like I said, Titanic is a very special film, for me at least. It's one of my favorite films ever. It used to be, for a long time actually, to be my favorite film ever. It's no longer the case, but it's still one of my favorites. It still has a special place in my heart. It is, to me, the best James Cameron film. I do love his two Terminator films. I love Aliens, but for me, Titanic takes the cake for his best film. DiCaprio and Winslet give some of the best performances in this, and it is a film that still holds up all these years later. It is truly just incredible, and I adore it so much. There is a good chance that all of you have already seen the film, but if you somehow haven't, I do recommend it highly. I absolutely adore Titanic, and I highly recommend it. Although I will say that this film can is a bit long. It's like 3 hours, and immediately it doesn't have to be that long. But I still love the film overall, and that doesn't personally bother me. But still, I highly recommend it. And that's pretty much it for me. Those are my thoughts on Titanic. Please let me know what you guys think about the film down in the comments, and I hope that all of you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Thank you.